In question 31, it says that the phase difference between the particles A and B for a wave located as shown in figure is. The particle A is located at a lambda by 8 distance from O, and the position of particle B, we can see from here that this distance is quarter of the wavelength. So we can say that this distance will be lambda by 4, right? So we can say that our position of B will be equal to 3 lambda by 4. So if I write the position of B, that will be equal to 3 lambda by 4, and position of A will be equal to lambda by 8. So what is the distance between A and B? So the distance between A and B will be given by 3 lambda by 4 minus lambda by 8. That will give you 5 lambda by 8. So this is our distance. And if I know the distance between 2 points, then we can write the phase difference will be equal to 2 pi by lambda into delta x. So how much we will get? 2 pi by lambda into 5 lambda by 8. So when you will solve, you will get 5 pi by 4. So this is our desired phase difference. So we can say that our option number 4 will be the correct choice. Now let's move to the question number 32. In question number 32, it says that a wave moves at a constant speed along a stretched string. Select the correct option. We have to choose the correct option. Option 1 says particle speed is constant and equal to the wave speed. We know that if a wave's, let's say y is equal to a sine omega t minus kx, is moving on a stretched string, so the velocity of any particle will be given by dy by dt, and dy by dt will be equal to how much? A omega cos omega t minus kx. This will be our velocity of the particle. So according to option 1, particle speed is constant. No, this depends on the time and position. So this is wrong. Particle speed is time varying. Yes. Depends on frequency. Yes. Of periodic motion of source. Yes, this is the correct one. Particle speed is independent of frequency. No, since this is a omega, so it is not independent of frequency. Particle speed is independent of amplitude. No, there is a amplitude, so this is also wrong. So these two are wrong. So we can say that our option number 2 will be the correct choice. Now let's move to the question number 33. In question number 33, it says that the equation of a wave is given by 10 sine 50t plus 5x, where x, y are in meter and t is in second. The ratio of maximum particle velocity to wave velocity. What is the formula of maximum particle velocity? We know that the maximum particle velocity will be equal to a omega, and in the question amplitude is 10 and omega is 50, so that will give you how much? 500 meter per second. This is our maximum particle velocity. And what is the wave velocity? We know that the velocity of the wave will be equal to omega by k. So omega is 50 and k is 5. So we can write 50 by 5, and that will give you 10 meter per second. So now we know the maximum velocity of the particle and velocity of the wave. So if I divide, we will get 500 by 10, that will give you 50. So my option number 1 will be the correct choice. Now let's move to the question number 34. In question number 34, it says that the speed of sound in air at NTP is 332 meter per second. If density of hydrogen at NTP is 1 by 16th of air, then the speed of sound in hydrogen is. So we know that the speed of sound in any gas will be given by root under gamma p by rho. Since both are at NTP, so we can say that pressure will remain same, and we know that air behaves like a diatomic gas, so the gamma for air and hydrogen will remain same. So we can say from here that the velocity of the sound will be inversely proportional to the square root of density, because gamma p will be same. So velocity of sound in air is 332. So we can say that the velocity of sound in air divided by velocity of sound in hydrogen will be equal to the square root of density of hydrogen divided by density of air. What we have to find? We have to find the speed of sound in hydrogen. So we can say that the velocity of sound in hydrogen will be equal to the density of the air by density of the hydrogen square root into velocity of the air. But according to the question, the density of hydrogen at NTP is 1/16th of air. So if I put the value, we will get 1 divided by 1/16 into velocity of air. So that will give you 4 into velocity of sound in air, and that will be 4 into 332. So you will get 1328 meter per second. So my option number 3 will be the correct choice. Now let's move to the question number 35. In question 35, it says that a transverse wave is traveling along a string. If wave is reflected by a rigid boundary, then phase of reflected wave is changed by. We know that when a string wave is moving towards a rigid support or rigid boundary, then after reflection, the wave gets inverted like this, right? So if this wave is moving towards the rigid boundary, then the reflected wave will be moving away from the rigid boundary but inverted. Inverted means phase of reflected wave is changed by pi. So my option number 2 will be the correct choice. Now let's move to the question number 36.